excitement. Because after you get struck by lightning, there's thunder.
Alrighty, so welcome to the Eagles versus 49ers NFC Championship game recap with Nicky Stees. And if you are new to the Hardcore Sports Network, please make sure to do me a favor to smash the like button and subscribe to the network if you haven't done so already. We already got a greeting from Further AM coming in here, so let's get into it. So this was the game that going into the season, it was the most hyped game. It was supposed to be the toughest game right here. It was supposed to be the game between the number 1 and number 2 teams in the NFC. Now it was that. It was the game between the top 2 teams in the NFC. However, this game didn't quite go as expected. So we were expecting a back and forth game, a tough, intense game. That's what it was hyped to be. Well, it didn't pan out that way now, did it? Nope. How did it pan out? We all know how it pans out. It pans out with the Philadelphia Eagles just coming in to their home stadium and taking care of business with the San Francisco 49ers. Now, the tone was set for the game on the first drive. You had a crazy, ludicrous one-handed catch by Devontae Smith on 4th and 2. And you know what that one-handed catch did? It gave us that first down, 29 yards, and there that drive was capped off with a Miles Sanders short touchdown run to give us the lead early. So that set the tone right there for what was to come in the game. And then the very next drive, we all know you had the fumble where Hassan Reddick laid it on Brock Purdy. Now, we got to be honest about this too, even as Eagles fans. Let's face it, the injury to Brock Purdy certainly did have an effect on the outcome of the game. Let's not pretend it didn't have an effect on the outcome just because we're Eagles fans, okay? Because it did. Brock Purdy suffered the torn UCL on his throwing elbow, and that limited the Niners' abilities in the passing game. So, yes, that did play a factor for sure. However, at the same time, I've said it before. You may have heard me say it, but I'm going to repeat it. Let's say the rule for the Niners fans that want to come in here and use, hey, man, you're at an unfair advantage. We didn't have our QB. Let's face it. If the roles were reversed and Jalen Hurts got injured and he wasn't able to play the rest of the game, and we had Gardner Minshew playing and we struggled, and you guys ended up beating us. If that happened, you guys would still be celebrating, taking pride in your victory, looking forward to the Super Bowl. We all know you'd be doing that if that happened to you Niners fans. We know that's the case. So let's face it. We're going to take pride in the fact that our team reached the Super Bowl. I mean, obviously, when I don't celebrate anyone getting injured, of course not. But we're celebrating because we're happy our team won and we're going to the Super Bowl. Same way any fan base would be. That's all this is. The same way, like I said, Niners fans, you'd be celebrating because your team won. So it's the same here. That's all. So that's what I gotta say right there. Even though, yeah, it did play a factor in the outcome of the game, but hey, there's always things that affect every game. I mean, at the same time, hey, Hassan Reddick still got there and made a play on Brock Purdy. We still converted on that opening drive, maybe in a risky situation, going for it early in the game. So we still made some plays right there. Second half, offensively, we still moved the ball against your defense and managed to score a total of 31 points against you guys. So we still did what we had to do with our guys to win this game offensively. You know what? And for obviously the Niners, they did. It looked like in the first half, they were going to put up a fight despite the fact that Brock Purdy was out. It looked like the Niners still had a chance. And to their credit, they still went out there that first half and gave it their all they had. I'll give them props on that. But come second half, the Eagles were too much for them to handle. Too much for them to handle. And now, because of it, we're going on to the Super Bowl, which I'll get more to the AFC Championship game when I'm closing this right here. I'll kind of stick with the formula I've been doing. If you've been watching some of my other recaps, like remember when I did the Giants recap, at the end of it, I recapped some of the other divisional round games. Well, I'm going to do something a little similar here. Once I'm done talking about the Eagles and Niners, I'm going to give it like a shorter recap of the Chiefs-Bengals game and give my thoughts on that right there. And then I'll have another stream sometime next week giving the preview for the Super Bowl. But as far as this game goes, hey, you can put the asterisk of the 49ers had the injuries get up to them, that Warner got injured, had to come back, being Fred Warner, their linebacker. You can put the Brock Purdy asterisk on it you want to. But at the end of the day, hey, we took advantage of our opportunities and we won this game. That's what happens right there in sports. And as far as the people that are going to do that, let's be real. Some of those people that are going to put that asterisk on us, some of them are biased anyway. Let's face it. People are going to, selectively choose whether they want to put asterisks on something based on their preferences. Let's face it. Because if they like if there's a certain team they like or a certain team they dislike loses a game because of key injuries, they're not going to highlight that part as much. They're not. Case in point. Let's switch sports. Let's go back a few years just to give you a point of what I'm talking about. So in the NBA 2019 NBA Finals, at that point, pretty much everyone else was sick and tired of the Warriors as a super team at that point. And, Warriors had some injuries and they lost to the Toronto Raptors. Now, the injuries played a factor in it, yes. But most people didn't acknowledge that the injuries were a factor, but they didn't try to use it as a asterisk. They didn't go out of their way to put it as an asterisk because they had some bias where they didn't like the Warriors. Now, for the people that are going to try to use it as an asterisk against us over these next couple of weeks about, the Niners, Brock Purdy hurt. Some of y'all are going to emphasize that point because y'all have a bias against the Eagles and you want to discredit us as much as you can. So, so some of you guys just have your biases anyway because we know darn good and well if this was a team that you wanted to win or if this was your team winning, you wouldn't do that. So I don't want to hear any of that talk, okay? Let's just put an end to the talk right there, all right? I don't want to hear the excuses, okay? Because a lot of it is just selective. So let's just end that right there, all right? All right, cool. Let's move on now, shall we? Okay, so, I was going into that game. I wasn't sure what to expect. I was like 50-50 going into it because on one hand, I'm like, we got the better all-around team right here. We got a better QB for sure. I just got that feeling like with Brock Purdy going into it, like, man, it's going to eventually catch up to him. It's going to eventually catch up to him. I just get a feeling that having that 6th-round guy as your starting QB in the playoffs as a rookie is going to catch up to you. I just had that feeling. And let's face, because I'd seen Brock Purdy several times, he had near picks, particularly Trayvon Diggs. So I had that feeling I might catch up to him. But the other hand, I had that feeling of, Niners are a good team, man. They might find a way. So that was my mindset going into it. Had some confidence, but also had some nerves too. And then that opening drive, hey, that got the confidence going right there that, hey, we can win this game right here. I'm watching it. I'm like, all right, so we can still do this against this Niners team. All right, I like that right there. That's a good way to set the tone right there. Then when Purdy got hurt, it was but then as the games go on, I'm like thinking, part of me like, oh, that's a shame that he got hurt that way. But at the same time, I'm like, what are the Niners going to have in store for us now? But then as the first half's going along, once they finally scored to tie it up, I'm like, we can't count this team out, can we? This is why I had some concern right there. So for a brief bit there in the second quarter, when the Niners tied it up, I was like, that bit of nerve started to come back to me a little bit like, oh boy, really? So there was that for a brief bit, even going into the second half. Then when he heard, at the time it appeared like, okay, Brock Purdy's going to return, I'm thinking, okay, now, so we played him tight in the first half, pretty much without him. But now he's coming back. All right, we got to be up to the challenge now. Let's make sure we can still do this. That was kind of the mindset going into it right there. Like, all right, you guys sure you got this? But then, quickly, the confidence came right back once the Eagles started to take control of the game in the second half. Once they started scoring points, started getting some turnovers, I'm like, all right, we got this now. Yeah, we got this game won. Especially going into the fourth quarter, I'm like, all right, I can feel it. We're going to get this W. Right, so the second half was a lot more smooth watch. It was a lot more fun experience right there. Like, okay, yeah, we got this now, guy. We got you now, Niners. Y'all ain't stopping us. But then the only thing that really got to me in the second half was Trent Williams being a sore loser. The whole situation with Trent Williams and who was it? Oh, Kayvon Wallace. That's right. When that first started right there, I saw Trent Williams slam down. I'm looking like, yo, what do you think you're doing, man? Huh? What do you think you're doing? You trying to slam guys down there, trying to get somebody injured going into the Super Bowl? And I don't blame the players for sticking up, for standing up, going after Trent Williams, try to stick up for their guy. But then almost as soon as I saw scuffle, I'm like, come on, guys, back out of it. Just back out of it. Come on. And once the whistle started blowing, I'm like, come on, back out of it. Don't get yourself any fines. Don't run the risk of possibly getting suspended. Don't give the NFL an excuse to suspend you for the Super Bowl. Come on, back out of it. So that was really the only moment in the second half I was even worried about anything. It wasn't because of anything during any of the plays. It was because that scuffle, once it first happened, I'm a little bit concerned, like, guys, don't do something stupid. Come on. I mean, I understand you're trying to stick up for your guy, but be careful. But really, that was the only thing concerning, which means the second half, we were on fire. That's right. We had fire breathing out of our mouths. And we destroyed the 49ers. Okay, I think that's the first time I've ever done that type of gimmick on here on YouTube. First time I've ever done something that way. Oh, yeah. Yeah, but seriously. And okay, so I got co-host join me. Further Am, welcome aboard.
How you doing, man? We're going to the Super Bowl!
That's right.
We did it, dude. We did it.
That's right.
Fuck yeah, dude. We did it. I'm excited, dude. I think it's finally settled in because even on Sunday, I couldn't believe it. I was real quiet after the game. I wasn't like halftime and Mitch and AK. And now I'm like, fuck yeah, we're going to the Super Bowl.
That's
Especially
right.
when you see them put that patch on that Jalen Hurts jersey. It's official. We're going. I tried to get one of those jerseys today. They're sold out, man. I'm waiting.
Yeah.
I called the NFL shop. I was like, I hope you guys restock because I'm buying two. I want a Jason Kelsey and I want a Jalen Hurts. I'm getting two Super Bowl jerseys just like those two motherfucker right there. I'm putting them right next to each other.
Yep.
Right? What are you getting one?
Oh, I'm gonna
When the
try
link
to,
comes
but
out in their stock, I'll give the link to you. So I'm trying to get everyone on Hardcore Sports the first dibs. Got to keep it secret though. I hate to do that to Eagles fans, but dude, I'm getting my jersey first.
right.
Then I'll
I know
help
it's
everyone else.
competition. Right, it's become competition for jerseys now.
It is a competition for dude. It is turned into Black Friday in Philly
Oh yeah.
for a jersey, dude.
Right.
I tell you, last time when I got those, I had to call, and it was after the Super Bowl because they were already sold out. We waited like a half a week, and they said even when you bought the purchase that we won't even be making them until March.
Right.
So like I gave them my money, and I just had to sit there and wait for over a month, and then it finally came. I was in college, and I was like, it finally came. It was like the package. I wasn't even expecting.
Yeah, but yeah, it was fun on Sunday. I mean, those first couple, like say 2 hours, I was feeling adrenaline and rush. But then
Right.
by like the second half of the other game, it kind of like mellowed down a little bit.
Oh yeah, yeah.
More relaxed.
Oh yeah, definitely, dude. I'm just glad we scored first. I really think that was the momentum and the different changer of this game. Because what if they had scored first? Would we have seen the same results?
Who knows? That I can't answer
Let's
that
not
question.
let's not go there. Let's just say it
Right,
went the way it was supposed to go, and I think we scoring that first touchdown really brought that momentum on our side. Everything shifted away slowly from the 49ers. We were able to get to Brock Purdy. Our defense was hyped up. We already had that 7-point lead. The mentality was on the road to the Super Bowl.
Yep, absolutely. And of course, like once the second half, we got going the second half, that's when everything started to sink in.
Oh yeah, dude. We knew. I remember it was like middle of third quarter, and I started popping my celebratory bricks. I'm not like a real big drinker. I quit like a year ago, but I
Right.
saved 2 beers just for this game. And I was like, should I drink before the game? Should I drink before the game? And I was like, no, let's save it for the victory. And I'm just sitting there during the game, like, it's over. We're going to the Super Bowl. I'm already tweeting it out. We're going. No one's taking me seriously. Everyone's like, the game's still on. What are you talking about? I was like, dude, if you think they're coming back from a 28-point lead, you're crazy.
Right.
Not really.
No, there's no way that was going to happen.
No way.
No, we knew it.
Oh, dude, this is just a special team. It's a special moment. The doubters, I hope they're still, taking us for granted going to the Super Bowl, giving Mahomes all the credit because all the fans in the whole country. If you look at it, who do you want to vote for? You say your team's not it. Do you want the Eagles or you want Kansas City? I guarantee most countries going with Mahomes in Kansas City. Though once again, we're underdogs in this story.
Of course, we're always going to have that label attached to us.
Right.
Of course, because there's that bias right there. They're always going to try to find something against us.
Right. So I brought out my Eagles.
Right, I see. Yep.
Flag there. I was like, dude, why don't I just put that up? I was trying to put it way up there because it's got the helmet and everything, and I was going to have it laid. I can't get up there. I need a ladder.
Right. Oh, yeah, I can tell. I
don't have one right now, so I was like, that's good enough. I'm lazy.
Right. But it's actually worse because it's right in sight, so.
Yeah.
It's good. So it's good.
But yeah. So what do you think? What do you think going? Like, how do you think, especially for the first score in that game? Do you think that was a real big impact and a decisive decision maker on who won this game? Because the announcers will tell you year after year, even going into the Super Bowl, usually statistically, the first one to score in the Super Bowl is the one to win it.
Right. Yeah, that did feel like it was a confidence booster for sure.
Yeah. Get the lead, start out, feel good. Now I can sit back and let's see what the 49ers can do. And then they tied it up 7-7. I was like, oh man, here we go. I was nervous. I was like, thank God we did get that touchdown because it could have been 7-0. And the whole thing, like I said, could have been a shift. It could have been 14-0. Let's say they scored first. We did not. Their first drive, they come out and score against us. We do not on the second drive. Then they make that, and it's already a 14-0 lead on their half. And you saw we were having trouble getting down the field a little bit there on the first half, just a little bit. But we found a way to win the game. How you doing, EC1? I hope you're doing well. Going to the motherfucking Super Bowl, dude.
That's right.
Let's go. Man, I'm pumped, dude. I am fucking pumped, dude. I'm stoked. I don't know what to say. I got the biggest smile on my face for the next 2 weeks. I feel like a big kid at Christmas again. I feel like I'm 8 years old. I'm getting the N64 for Christmas.
Right.
Right? I'm getting GoldenEye, Mario 64, Diddy Kong Racing, and Ocarina of Time. Fuck you, bitches.
Yeah, it was fun for sure.
Yeah, dude. There's nothing like getting to the Super Bowl. I mean, that leap just to get from the NFC is just enough. But that next leap just to get to the Super Bowl, it's not as easy as said. It's easier said than done, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Absolutely.
And this will be our 4th time going. I mean, we've been to a lot of NFC championship games. This is the 4th time going to the Super Bowl. We've won one. We're 1-4 now. So can we be 2-4? Can we get that second Super Bowl? Because I was looking at the list the other day. You know, Kansas City only has 2 Super Bowl wins.
Right. Yep. They had that one early in the early Super Bowl era,
2.
Len Dawson, Hank Stram, and then the one Super Bowl 54.
Right.
Oh, please forget about them.
The rigged, dude. We punted the ball and it hit a fucking cord, and they didn't even call it. We're supposed to re-kick the punt. Nothing was going in our favor. We don't talk about rigged. Let's talk about that. Can't even punt the ball without hitting the cord, the camera cord above the field. I've never seen anything like. You can see it clear as day. Hit the line and it just starts going out of bounds immediately. I don't know how the refs didn't see that. Are they blind? Maybe they need like a big jumbotron down there to get like a true visual. Those tablets are too small for their eyes.
The referees,
reading glasses or something.
Right. I don't know where to begin with them because there's always something.
It's always something.
With the Eagles, but just in general in football.
So I'm going to bring up a question for you. Yo, what's up, AK? A good question. Last Super Bowl, we did the Philly special. We did some pretty cool plays during the Super Bowl. It wasn't just the Philly special. We did some unique, different plays. And when you're at the Super Bowl, this is the moment to throw it all out. This is your last moment. You want that victory or you not want that victory? Do you see us doing a trick play? Do you see us doing some play that we haven't seen in a few years? Something different, something unique. It doesn't have to be the Philly special. Just maybe a fake punt. Maybe a fake field goal kick. Who knows? Something like that. Do you think that maybe the Eagles might do something here in the Super Bowl?
There's a possibility they're probably going to have to try something different at some point. Just not sure quite what it's going to be. It could be a fake at some point. Some sort of trick play. Definitely going to try it, but it's all about, like with the Philly special, about timing. Got to have the right timing for it.
49er fans, because EC1 just said right there in the comment with them crying. The thing about 49er fans is they're just like Cowboy fans. They haven't seen shit since VHS.
Right.
Right?
But at least the Niners, you could say they've seen a little bit more than Cowboy fans because they've at least seen.
That's right. They did with Kaepernick with the hardball in 2011 where they choked. They were down on the red zone, and I don't know how they didn't score a touchdown. We'll never know. They choked.
Right.
That was their moment to win.
have that Super Bowl against Kansas City. So they've had something.
Something.
Right. Like they're that team when they make it to the playoffs, that's when they actually do something. But they don't make it that often. That's been the case since the turn of the millennium for the Niners.
Yep. They haven't been since 2011. We stopped them again. They'll have to maybe wait till next year. And then we'll whoop their ass again and go back to the Super Bowl.
Right. It's right. Yeah. Yeah. And that's absolutely true. Whereas the Cowboys, I mean, with them, it's just the most annoying. And when it comes to the 21st century, even the Bears have more to be proud of than the Cowboys because they've at least been to 2 conference championship games, at least made that Super Bowl with Super Bowl 41. So, like, even they've had something.
I saw Jerry Rice, AC1. I saw him during the game.
Yep.
He was there. I know. He was there.
Yep. But he's going to have to deal with the fact that the team that he loves dearly and endorsed, didn't get it done.
I'm going to be recording the whole day for the Super Bowl, like 9 a.m. all the way to game kickoff. I'm going to be recording the whole day. Like, they do the show and they show around the tailgate and they show the players coming in and off the bus and doing warm-ups and stuff like that. I have the one from 2018. I think I might be the only one that has a copy of the whole entire day. I think I have 12 hours. I think it's 9 or 12 hours. I can't remember. I think it's 9 hours. I think I'm over exaggerating. I think I have a 9-hour recording of the whole entire Super Bowl day. All commercials, the halftime show, the celebration afterwards, the locker room, everything. Even afterwards, where they're all just sitting on the field and everyone's going home just talking about the game afterwards. If anybody wants a copy, get on my Twitter, DM me, give me your email address. I'll give you the copy for free. I have it. I give it out to anyone. Just give me your email address. I think it's 1.5 gigabytes, so make sure you have space. And I'm more than glad to give you a copy of the full 9-hour day of the last Super Bowl we went to.
Really?
You can't find it. I'm the only one that has it.
That's amazing right there.
They were in Minnesota. I don't know if you remember. They were in Minnesota. They put a sled down. They were sliding down, sledding on sleds in the middle of the street in Minnesota. Do you remember that?
No,
They
I
put
don't.
snow in the street, and they were right behind it, and they were watching like the kids going down on the sled, and they were like, "It's snowing here in Minnesota, and the Super Bowl's underway in 5 hours."
Really? That was
Yeah,
good.
like it was great. Like it was just the whole day was just magical. You know what was really cool? I'm from Virginia, and I was at college at the time at Radford University, and it snowed there too. I walked outside, and there was a foot of snow, and I was like, "Oh my God, it's Christmas!" It's Super Bowl.
Right.
And my neighbor was a Patriots fan, and we both had ponchos. He had a Patriots poncho, and we had an Eagles poncho. We had an agreement. If he wins, then I have to wear his, and then if I win, then I'll have to wear his poncho. So I gave him my poncho, and he did the Fly Eagles Fly song. He kept his word. And then we took 5 shotgun beers. Their dad was over there. Their whole family was over there too. And their dad kept making us do shotguns, like back to back, like popping the beer, doing shot. I think he was trying to get us to throw up because me and him threw up after the 5th shotgun back to back to back. I couldn't take 5 shotguns in a row, dude. I was so wasted. I was up to my neck. His dad was laughing so hard. He knew that's the reason why he was doing it. He was like, "I'm going to get these guys to throw up."
Good time. That was. I spent my day studying, but then nighttime. Once it got like around 4 p.m., I put it all aside, got my game gear on.
Yeah.
Up by the TV, got pizza ready.
Oh, yeah. I made 2 pounds of wings.
Really?
Yeah, I ate all of it to myself. This wasn't like a family thing. I was living on my own in my own house. I made 2 pounds of wings and I ate the whole thing during the game.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, dude, I'm going to do the same. They're actually on sale. Make sure you go to the store right now. Hot wings are on sale. Go check them out. If you got a Publix near you, hot wings on sale. Get them while they're hot.
Yep, that's right.
I already got 2 bags of hot wings and 2 bags of tequila limes ready to go for the Super Bowl.
Oh, yeah, do that now because when it comes Super Bowl week, people are going to be out trying to get it.
Yep. That's where they jack up the price. It'll be over $15 a bag.
Exactly. Yeah, it
Man,
will be fun, man.
did you see
Right.
the afterward celebration, the post-game Philadelphia celebration on the local news, like CBS or NBC? They were in Broad. There was like people climbing up poles on Broad.
Yep.
They were at Chicky and Pete's doing a block party there. The announcer was freaking out because there was some fireworks going off and she thought it was gunshots.
Right.
Oh, man. Hey, man, I got to be right back. I'll join you back here in a second. I got to take out the laundry real quick. I got it
Go
running.
for it.
I'll be right back, all right?
All right. Okay, so he'll be back in a moment. So, all right, got a few moments at our hands here. So, yeah, I saw that Joey Bosa, I saw he was not happy at all. But you know what? He's going to have to deal with it. But Joey Bosa should just be glad that his brother's on the 49ers because that's the closest, as long as he's with the Chargers, that he'll come to get near the Super Bowl. Because, yeah, makes you wonder if deep down inside he wishes he were drafted into a different situation. But that's a whole nother subject in itself. But man, but the celebration, we knew they'd be climbing the poles. You knew they weren't going to stop them. I knew there's no way they were going to be stopped from it. Of course that was going to happen. And then, of course, the people on top of the little mini bus. Why'd you have to get on top of it? Didn't you know that was only going to hold so much weight? Like, did you see that coming? And now, because of it, some of them are going to have a hard time enjoying the Super Bowl because of the injuries they sustained. It's like, you got to think, you got to be a little wiser than that if you're going to celebrate. Come on. As far as the polls, did they really think that was going to stop them? Did they? Like, do they not know what fan base this is? They weren't going to stop. You could have had empty military near the polls. They were still going to try it. Didn't matter what you did. But yeah, this Philly fan base, hey, we're enjoying it, man. We had a lot, especially the longtime Eagles fans that seen all the shortcomings throughout the years. That remember how Dick Vermeil era, they made it to the Super Bowl only to lose, only for him to prematurely walk away due to emotional burnout. So that ended before we, who knows what could have happened if Vermeil had stayed. And then you had the Buddy Ryan years where the fans loved him, but let's face it, as a coach, he was disappointed. He underachieved. With all that talent he had, he underachieved. So there was a disappointment there. Then you got Richie Kotite, Ray Rhodes, the Andy Reid, all the shortcomings there. They lived through all this for years, and now here we are getting 2 Super Bowls in 5 years. We had our Super Bowl 2018. Now we have a chance at another one. This is this fan base chance to just enjoy it. All right? Especially the longtime fans. Forget about all those disappointments from years back. Now let's enjoy it. Let's enjoy the possibility to be an opportunity to be a dynasty. It's potentially here. Still have to make it happen, but the opportunity and the potential is here. So let's enjoy it while it lasts. That's what I can say right there. But as long as we enjoy it, please don't do something stupid like eating feces. Don't do that again, all right? Just let's not go there, all right? Let's enjoy it, but not to that extent. Let's just have some fun. Enjoy. Yeah, but it's gonna be interesting. And just an FYI, while I still get a few seconds before further rejoins me. At 6, I got another stream coming up. This is one I improvised. I just created it about an hour ago. So what I'm gonna do is let's maybe talk, who knows, maybe an hour or so, kind of give an overview of some of the teams in the NFL, what their biggest weaknesses and what their biggest question mark is into the offseason. But since we still have the Super Bowl to play for Eagles and Chiefs, I'm going to save that for the end. I'm just going to give an overview for their keys to victory are, and I will have to give Kansas City's keys to victory too. So I got to be fair and at least give both teams keys to victory, I feel. So I'll be doing that at 6. So that'll be another stream coming up. And right now it's at 4:35. So, all right, I still got a good amount of time right here, at least a half hour or so. We can still come on here, laugh, have some fun. I also do plan on talking a little about the Bengals Chiefs game, just give my thoughts on it a little bit to kind of remind us of how we got here. Kind of get the reminder of, okay, the Eagles, we're here. Now here's how we got to our opponent being here. Plan on talking about that. So, hey, 1 second. Okay. Yeah, that's all I have left. Just one little sip. Barely. Okay, so okay, to the chat. What was your favorite part about Sunday, or what did you enjoy the most about it? Well, beside the obvious Eagles winning, but what did you enjoy the most about Sunday? Experience of the game, the rush after the game. What was it that you enjoyed the most? So we got Digi seeing how angry the 49ers players got when they realized the Eagles are more physical. Yep. They came down from their cloud a little bit. Yep. Eagles certainly gave a knockdown to reality, that's for sure. That's right. For the 49ers thought it was their time, it was their destiny, but instead, from their point of view, they saw this.
That's a good one.
Yep. That's what they saw from their point of view. Yep, because we were the Grinch to the Niners fans. Right, so it looks like Further's going to rejoin me in about another minute or so. I just saw him, because from my studio, I just saw him come back in, but I saw him appear on this, but he didn't have his self joined in yet. So he should be, rejoining me in about a minute or so, if that makes any sense to you guys. But just put it that way, he's probably going to be rejoining me in a minute. So, yeah, well, I'm also probably going to talk a little bit now about the Chiefs Bengals game. So, obviously, we had our business. You know, we got to enjoy it right there. And even as the Chiefs Bengals game was starting, I was still on that high from the Eagles. My attention was like, I had a little bit of attention on that, but my attention was still on what the Eagles just did. I was still on, okay, 2 Super Bowls in 5 years. I mean, it was like, hey, it doesn't feel as special as it did the previous time because, well, the previous time it felt more special because it was like, holy smokes, we made it to the Super Bowl. Whereas this time, it was still nice. It was still fun. Right. But it was also, now that I've seen it happen before and I've seen the Eagles get there and win it, I know what it's like more. So I understand, hey, this is what we got. So it was still fun, still enjoyable. But even that first half of the Chiefs Bengals game, I'm still kind of on that high right there from the Eagles winning. I'm like, that's right. Hell yeah, baby. We're back to the Super Bowl. I don't care who it is. Bring on the Cincinnati Bengals. Bring on the Kansas City Chiefs. I mean, I think the Chiefs had more interesting headlines. This is my mindset as the game was going on, of course. But either way, I'm cool. Hold on. Are you ready? Okay. All right. So, yeah, but that game, man, that was a sloppy game, though. And I know the second hit, some of the referees' calls in that game were questionable.
I'm back.
All right. And
I'm
right
sorry I
now,
was late. I have
all right,
been
you're
running
cool.
around. I had to clean all my Eagles shit, dude. I did 5 loads of nothing but Philadelphia Eagles jerseys, blankets, pillow sheets. My whole bed's filled with Eagles. Like when I sleep, I literally I call it the nest. You will sleep in the bird nest if you sleep in my bed.
Right.
So I had to clean all that. I got to feel comfortable for the Super Bowl, man. Got to be fresh. Got to
Right.
have a fresh church jerseys, everything. So I did 5 loads of Eagles stuff.
Right. I did some laundry earlier with my sheets, so I know what it feels like.
Yeah, it took me all day, dude. Like 5 hours. It
Well,
was
then
worth
for
it
me,
though. Cheers.
my experience was nothing then in comparison.
I got this mug for $10 at the NFC Championship game in 2018. And
Cool.
this came from they were at the 4th and John tailgate, and this guy just came up with a couple boxes full of these mugs. I was like, "Take my money."
Right.
Yeah, it was totally worth it. So
Right.
that's my good luck mug. I'll keep that thing full,
Yep.
flowing. That's gonna be. I will have that on hand during the Super Bowl for sure. Probably fill it with some Dos Equis. Put a lime on the side, you know.
All right. Do you?
So what are you
Yeah,
doing
but
for this? Are you got family coming over? You gonna be
no, I
going
don't have.
somewhere?
Most of my family's long term distance. Like they're like, okay. Yeah, I mean, the closest thing I have is my godmother, who sometimes comes down. She's here once a month or once every other month. In terms of like extended family, that's the closest near me. I mean, I still see the other family, like maybe once a year or once every other year for a gathering.
Cool.
But with me, it's like family from different places, like some up by Sussex County, a few by Indiana. So it's
Oh yeah, you're far away. Yes,
right,
far. Right. Yeah. So you'd be celebrating on your own. There's nothing wrong with that. Friends and celebrations, all good.
right.
Hardcore sports. We'll be talking. I'm sure. Someone's going live. I think Rob is.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. I'll probably
And what?
pop in at halftime just for the halftime show and be like, Rihanna sucks. Let's
Yeah,
get back to football. No, I
yeah.
tell you what, I'm looking forward to a really good halftime show. I take that back. I like Rihanna. She's really good. One thing I did enjoy with that Super Bowl victory. I know Eagles fans are going to be biased, be like, "Who gives a shit about the halftime show?" But dude, we had Justin Timberlake. That was badass. And guess what? Prince. They did a memorization because Prince had just died that year, and they brought the whole thing and they did the tribute to Prince. That was really cool. Remember the whole entire they did an outside aerial view of Minnesota and did the Prince symbol.
Right.
That was really special. I mean, it was a fun Super Bowl last time, and that's what I
Right.
expect from this
It
game.
was.
It's going to be a fun game. We got Rihanna in the desert. Probably going to do some satanic cult thing up there on stage. Who knows? You know how they do in
Right.
Hollywood. They got to do some conspiracy theory shit. I don't know what
Yeah,
they'll
we'll
do.
see.
Is there any guess? Is it just her?
I would have to look that up.
I'll look it up. You continue. You're the host.
All right. Okay, and last year's was a fun halftime show.
It was a
Really?
Oh, wait. No, I'm wrong. The halftime show with Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg
Yep.
and Kendrick Lamar
Yep.
and
50 Cent.
Mary J. Blige, I
Right.
think.
Mary J. Blige.
Then there
Yep.
was the other one, and I can't remember who he
50
was.
Cent.
No, Eminem, wasn't it? No, it
Yeah,
wasn't.
Eminem was there. You said Eminem. Yes, it was Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg were the main two.
It was the whole Death Row record. No, it wasn't Death Row. It was
Then you had
whatever they called
Eminem.
it.
Then 50 Cent came in to do In the Club. And then Mary J. Kendrick Lamar.
Man, do you guys remember the? Oh, I can't remember what Super Bowl it was. It was the one with Madonna. The whole like they brought out like some Egyptian pharaoh thing, and she was on it. Like I've never seen a Super Bowl like it. It was ridiculous. Like I don't even know how they got that thing out onto the field. They had like 100 guys putting like sticks on her shoulder and this humongous thing, and she was up this stairwell like on a throne. And she was dressed Egyptian like Madonna. That
Might
was
have been the Patriots Giants rematch. I don't know for sure, but it been that one. That's what I
that
feel
was
like.
crazy. That was one of the craziest Super Bowls I've ever seen.
Right,
Lady
I remember-
Gaga jumping from the roof. I was like,
right,
she's
you
gonna
had,
kill herself.
and the best visual I feel like was Prince because the timing was perfect. Purple rain and it starts raining. I'm like,
Raining. Yeah, that
right
was
on time.
right on time. That was great. They
Right, I
even
remember.
asked him if he wanted to still do the show, knowing that there might be lightning and storm, and he said, "Let's do it. Let's keep it going." And it was just
Right.
perfect how that
And the one
happened.
like another actually fun one was Bruce Springsteen. I know some people, maybe weren't the biggest fan of his, but he did do a good show though. He was entertaining.
I remember when I was in middle school. I was in seventh or eighth grade. I can't remember, and I missed the whole nip slip thing with Justin Timberlake and Miss Jackson, and her
I did
tit
not see
popped
that
out.
in real
I
time.
was eating hot wings, and I looked down, and my dad goes, "Oh!" And I was like, "What?" And they were like, "Oh, they turned it off. Her nipple popped out." And I was like, "What?" I get to
Yeah.
school, and it was the only they didn't. No one even talked about the game. Everyone went to school the next day. I was like, "Did y'all see Miss Jackson's tit popped out? Justin Timberlake ripped it off."
And for me, because I was in third grade, I mean, third graders, we weren't thinking that way. So it didn't
Oh
really get
yeah, it's third grade.
discussed.
Yeah, y'all weren't even thinking that way. Yeah, we were middle schoolers. We were horn dogs, man, and we were
Right.
standing out for class before the bell rang, and we were just playing hacky sack. We were just talking about it, and I was like, "Dude, I fucking missed it. How I must have been the only one in the whole school to miss it. Everyone saw it except for me. I was so pissed. I didn't know what anyone was talking about. And then I saw it on YouTube years later, and I was like, that was that big of a deal? It's not that big of a deal."
Oh, that was overplayed for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
But do you remember what was it? Was it 1998? No, 97. Yes, 1997 with the Blues Brothers. And what was it? ZZ Top?
I think I've
19 Yeah, it was ZZ Top, James Brown, and the Blues Brothers was my all-time favorite. Dude, they had motorcycles and choppers rolling around on the field in circles. You remember that at all?
I might have seen like a small clip of it.
That was like really the start of like the Super Bowl halftime show being like a really, really big deal. And then from there, it just went. Because before that, halftime show wasn't really a big deal.
Like, yeah, it didn't really have a whole lot of theatrics. The best one was Michael Jackson just because of how great a performer he was.
Oh, yeah, that was, yeah. But even that wasn't, it was all right. It wasn't nothing like crazy. But yeah, it was Michael Jackson. I guess you could say that was the start What was that game? It was the Packers and the Patriots, and the Packers beat the
I think
Patriots.
that was actually the Bills Cowboys one.
Michael Jackson.
Yes. The first one with the Leon Lett.
I think it was 93. Am I right? 93. Halftime
Yep.
show. Michael Jackson, 1993. That's right.
If that was the Bills and Cowboys the first time.
And yep, you're right. It was Dallas Cowboys won that one. Emmitt Smith got MVP. Yep, Bills versus the Cowboys.
Yep.
I was too young. I watched it, but I don't remember it. I was 5 years old. And I don't remember it.
I didn't even see it. I found the one that stood out because I was looking. I got a booklet for Christmas, like I think third grade. It was like the list of Super Bowls up to that point, and like there was a page in it on like the left hand side had the winners, right hand side had the loser, were right next to each other.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing I noticed the most out of it was loser, Buffalo Bills, Buffalo Bills, Buffalo Bills, Buffalo Bills. I'm like, really? 4 straight times?
Yeah, I had a high school history teacher. No, and he was from Philadelphia. And every year we always asked him, "Are you going to watch the Super Bowl? Are you going to watch the Super Bowl?" And you know what he said every single year? He said, "No, I'm not watching the Super Bowl." He goes, "Not because my team isn't in it." Because he's an Eagles fan, he don't watch the Super Bowl unless the Eagles were in it. And I was like, wow,
Right.
like that's how diehard of an Eagles fan he was. Like, and this guy was straight big mouth Philadelphia. Like he had a real deep voice and he was loud, very loud. He made sure his point was quiet. He's like, I ain't watching the Super Bowl. My team isn't in it.
Oh, wow.
I'll never forget Mr. Grogowski or whatever his name was. I can't say his name anymore. It wasn't Gronkowski. It was like Growski or something like that. And he was from Philly. And he's like, you don't know what being in the ghetto's like in Philadelphia. We live in row houses. Like pulled on the chalkboard what a row house looks like. He goes, this is what a row house looks like.
Really?
He was a jackass.
Yeah, but what did you think of that Bengals Chiefs game?
Well, it was a good game. I thought the Bengals might have a chance to pull it out, but Mahomes got the field goal. They got the field goal at the end of the game, and that's how you win the game. I mean, that's how you go on, no matter how close it is. At the end of the day,
Right.
it's who puts up the most points, and the Chiefs got it done. But man, that was a good game. That was a great game to watch, especially knowing afterwards. I'm watching on the other channel, CBS, on this TV of all the Eagles fans. They're not even watching the Chiefs game. They're just happy to go to the Super Bowl. And then I'm watching over here the Bengals and the Chiefs, just sipping my beer, relaxing, going, man, we're going to the Super Bowl.
Right.
Mahomes is coming for you, you know?
Yeah, at halftime, I'm kind of like, I was like, okay, Kansas City's winning. Okay, let's see what happens now in the second half.
Right.
And then once the Bengals tied up, I'm like, okay, here we go again.
Yeah,
feels like it. But one thing I didn't like was seeing the way Bengals fans were whining, blaming the referees. I'm like, I know there were some bad calls, but come on, you guys, the first half especially,
you
could
can't
have done
blame
better.
the refs. Blame yourself. Should have still look. The Eagles had problems our game, like the punt and the bad calls in the first half. And what did we do? Like I said, week after week, in 17 different ways we've won this year. We're going to find out. We're going to make the 17th one the Super Bowl, obviously, but we're going to find a way to win. We're going to find a way. The Eagles find a way to win 17 different flavors. It doesn't work this way for this team. We'll find a way. We'll get Miles Sanders out. We'll put Gainwell in. Gainwell starts slowing down. We'll mix up. We'll put Boston Scott in. Okay, so A.J. Brown's locked up. We got Devontae Smith. Okay? I mean, and then when we can, when in doubt, we throw to Goddard. I mean, that's what the Eagles' game plan's been all year long. I mean, even when we were down, what was the game we were down like 21-0? We still won the game. We still won the game, even being down by that many points. The Eagles found a way to win. We went to Texans. No one thought we were going to lose to the Texans. We had a hard game. It was a hard-fought game against the Texans, but guess what? We won. It doesn't matter. We got the W. It doesn't matter how hard
Exactly.
fought game and how shitty we played that game. We won. We got the dub. We found a way to win. And that's what
Exactly.
this team's been all about. And one thing that I'm looking forward to is just hypothetically, if we do win this Super Bowl game, I really hope we have a round two of Jason Kelsey giving that speech about how everyone was doubting us. Mike McCarthy was
Right.
saying this, and Jalen Hurts doesn't have it, and Lane Johnson was injured and won't come back, and AJ Brown's not good enough and not a good blocker, and Devontae Smith's overrated and a Heisman Trophy winner but can't get it done. And Reddick is just a bust that came from one team and now is flipping over to another. And you know how he goes. You know how Kelsey's going to
Right.
go.
Oh, yeah.
Same
I
thing
think you
about the
pretty
team
much
right
just
now.
nailed what preview of what it'll look like if that happens.
Oh yeah,
Because yeah, I could definitely see him doing that.
it was the whole team. It wasn't just player. It was the whole team. And that's what makes this team so special. It wasn't just one player. It wasn't just Jalen Hurts. Yes, you could say Jalen freaking Hurts, but it was not just Jalen freaking Hurts. It was the whole team. It was the coaching. Jonathan Gann, I don't know if he's listening or he's listening to the radio or something. Maybe he got the picture straight that we don't like him, but he sure changed. He sure did change, and he started becoming a better defensive coach. He learned his lesson from the Buccaneers in the postseason last year. Remember, we were all thinking about that Buccaneers game postseason last year. Remember, Jalen threw 2 picks. We
Right.
awful on defense. We had no defensive game plan strategy for Tom Brady whatsoever. He threw the ball down our throats. He made it look
Exactly.
so easy down there in Tampa. We didn't do that this postseason. Our coaches learned a thing or two from last year. They didn't want to make the same mistakes. Congratulations to the coaching staff. This is what we as fans wanted. We couldn't ask for more. So thank you, Nick Sirianni. Thank you, Nick Gann. Thank you, Stike. Thank you, Howie Roseman, Jeffrey Lloyd for getting the job done and believing in this team. That's who you got to look out for. And then making it all happen. These players believing in Jalen Hurts, believing in Kelsey, learning a thing from Lane Johnson and Mulata and these people that are around. They want to go back to the Super Bowl like Cox and Brandon Graham and even Derek Barnett. I know he's injured right now and he's on IR, but he was there in the Super Bowl. Y'all remember the big play that's like stopped
Right.
Tom Brady and caused a forced fumble picked up by Brandon Graham? It was caused by
Exactly.
Derek Barnett. No matter how much you hate Derek Barnett afterwards for all those false starts, he was an impact for getting our first ring. Cheers to Derek Barnett. Much as you guys hate him, I still respect the man because he got us a ring.
Yep, he did, but yeah, he did do that. So now his future, I don't know what his future is going to be.
Hello, Earl. How you doing? Afternoon to you, man. I hope you're doing well.
Yep. And yeah, but I just added at 6 o'clock. I'm gonna be doing another stream. Well, you got MK headlines, right?
Yeah. Yep, we'll be on NK headlines. It's gonna be a big show. What show are you doing?
So at 6, I decided to add an exclusive stream for my channel where I'm gonna kind of give an overview of all the different teams, like what their big weaknesses, what they need to focus on most for next year. And for us in Kansas City, I decided to go do the keys to victory.
The key. I like that. Keys to victory. I like that.
So that like a segue into what's going to come when I do my preview. So I'll
Nice.
save that part for the end if I go through the other teams. But yeah,
I saw you play. I saw, dude. This was me. Literally, game though. This was me. Like I was just through the wall, dude. I was just wanted to run, sprint through the wall, man. I was so pumped up. I didn't even want to do a live stream, but halftime was, I guess, going live, and he wanted to do one, and he was all by himself, and I was like, you know what? Every game thus far that I've done a stream during a game and haven't spent with my family, we've won. So I was like, you know what? Let's just keep it rolling. I might even do a live stream during the Super Bowl just to keep things rolling, keep the karma and the good luck on our side. I don't know.
Right,
I don't know if
exactly.
Eagle fans are like that, but I'm like, just like Robert De Niro in the Silver Lining Playbook. Got to have the controller certain set. I got to wear the certain thing. I got to keep things maintained. I don't
Right,
want to do anything
exactly.
funky because then I'm going to regret it and be like, oh, here we go. We're getting our asses whooped in the Super Bowl. I should have done it the same way I've been doing it for weeks.
Exactly. Yep. So keep that going. If it's working well, if it ain't broke, don't change it.
Right.
Yeah, but thanks for stopping by, man. This made this thing more fun. It helped
Yeah.
with watch
Oh, yeah.
times.
I
Yeah,
remember
so
we had a 49ers fan and he went on a huge rant. I don't know if you saw it. We don't have the video anymore. We got rid of it, but he went on this huge rant in his car about statistically in December the Eagles allowed all these points and the 49ers are so much better on defense and how you could say that, all these sacks you guys have, but we have Boza and et
yeah,
cetera, et
I
cetera.
saw that. I saw part of it.
And then after the game, we played the clip, and I played this.
Oh yeah.
I remember from Nutty Professor.
Oh yeah, that did not age well at all.
Oh man, and he just put the biggest foot in his mouth. And then where's Earl Cole? Is he in the chat right now? Earl Cole has been putting his fucking big ass foot in his mouth the whole postseason. I love it. The more he talks, and I hope he's against us. I hope he's against us for the Super Bowl because I even told him I hope you are against us because you're gonna put your foot in your mouth again.
Let's see.
Don't underestimate us.
All right, that's what he has to say if you hear us still.
But yeah, I don't know. What are your feelings? What are you thinking right now? Is this are we calm before the storm? Are we excited before the storm? Are we going into war? Are we going into a victory? I mean, what do you think? I feel like we're going into war right now. I want to destroy Andy Reid in his conservative gameplay style. I want Nick Sirianni to come out in full force, just like he's been going for it on fourth down. It's working. I was nervous. I remember in the beginning of the 49ers game, I was like, do not go for it on fourth down. Punt the ball. Don't make the same mistake the Giants did. We got the first down, and it led to a touchdown. That amazing catch with Devontae Smith. Holy moly. It was just the most amazing, I thought Madden cover. If OBJ came on a cover, that was the NFC. OBJ didn't do it during an NFC championship game. Devontae Smith did it during an NFC champ. That should be the cover of next year's Madden. Madden
Oh yeah,
2024.
that'd be cool, but we'll see. I'll have to see about that. But
I think I'm getting Madden next year. I haven't gotten it since 2018. I have to get Madden next year.
yeah, I don't really touch Madden much.
I don't either. I kind of gave up for the past 5 years, but I have to get this one because the Eagles are going to be Super Bowl champions. I want the whole roster.
Yeah, that's right. Best part, I feel like this week's like the calm, and then I feel like come game time, it's gonna be an all-out war.
Oh, check this out. Saturday, I think we're gonna set it for Saturday. Are you free Saturday around 1 or 2? And
Yep.
then going for the next 6 hours. What I'm going to do is I want as many people in hardcore sports or Eagle fans, and I am flying. I have Microsoft Flight Simulator. I am going live, Mitch and AK are going to be my co-pilot, and we are flying the Philadelphia Eagles from Philadelphia to Phoenix. I got the Philadelphia Eagles livery, the exact plane they're going to be flying the players. I'm going to be the pilot, and we are flying 5 hours to Phoenix from Philly to Phoenix. Come join us. Let's celebrate. We'll be talking football and watching the beautiful view in the sky, 36,000 feet from your captain right here. We are taking the birds to Philadelphia. So we'll be flying over the Arizona Stadium and everything.
Well, that'll be cool.
Sorry.
All right.
I have an Italian family. We yell.
Okay, so don't really not much else to say, man. So I know you got to
Yes,
stream. You got to
come
get ready
fly with
for it.
me. Saturday, I think we're going to do around 1 or 2. It's going to be a 6-hour stream because it takes 5 hours to get there. I have to set up the plane, put in the autopilot, everything like that. And I know how to fly an airplane. And I'm looking forward. It's my first stream ever flying an airplane. I've always wanted to do a live stream flying an airplane. So I've tested it out. I got it installed. Everything's ready to go. All I got to do is just come on and we'll be talking football. We'll be like first class, Brandon Graham and uh, Hassan Reddick are sipping champagne. Lane Johnson just got up to go to the bathroom. I don't know. We'll just have fun with
All
it.
right, yeah. All right, cool, man. All right, so thanks for stopping by.
Yep, man. I'm going to head on out, man. You have a
All
great
right, have a
one.
great night. All right, so everyone, thanks for stopping by. Thanks to Further for coming by. So I'll be back in less than an hour to talk a little NFL football. So until then, Nicky Stees, off.